What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and welcome to a new video on the commentary channel. And in today's video, we're just going to be talking about how dream stands, or at least some dream stands, are actually insane. Now, I want to preface this by saying that not all dream stands are like the one I'm going to be mentioning in today's video. However, there are some dream stands that need to be stopped no matter what. And that's the ones I want to put the magnifying glass on in today's video, and actually kind of talk about what they said and why it's just so stupid. So for some backstory on what this whole Dream stand was talking about, we're gonna have to explain what happened with Dream. So a clip from around 2016 was shown that Dream may have said the N-word. We don't know if it was actually Dream, and as far as I'm aware, it does not appear that this is Dream, because Dream used an old account called Dream on PvP until around like 2019. And these clips are from 2016, back when the Dream account was owned by someone completely different, most likely. I also wanted to mention before we start talking about the deep end of this, that I do not condone the use of the N-word on Twitter or just anywhere in general. With that said, it's time to introduce the anime protagonist of this amazing chronicle, aka the George Not Found animated profile picture. Now the thread starts off pretty simply by just saying a very much needed thread on why Dream saying the N-word is actually okay, regardless of if it was him in the video or not. And before we even start talking about it, before they've even gotten to the points, you've already lost me, because what have you done to this picture? What? Well, I mean, I get it, you're going to use this picture to like prove your point or whatever, but like the fact that you went through the efforts of changing the Dream like image to making a brown version of Dream, this is too far. Wait, why do you have the time for this? Who was the one that was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you the time to open up paint.net, Photoshop, whatever maybe you're using, and just change Dream. Now I know it's obviously an easy fill bucket edit, but the fact that you thought that this would be important to include in your thread regarding Dream, that's bringing up red flags already, alright? But regardless of that, let's just start talking about their first point. Now, their first point on why Dream potentially being racist isn't racist is because he's done stuff to help the black community, such as when the George Floyd situation went on and horrible events that took place, he decided to actually, donate to different charities relating to the Black Lives Matter movement. And because of this, apparently, Dream, you're fine. You can do whatever you want, be racist, No, that's not how it works, buddy. That is just, no. And I get the point, this is showing that Dream is a good person. And it brings down the likelihood that this is them in the original clip where they may or may not have said the N-word. However, this doesn't excuse things they may or may not have said. Now, for their second point, they mentioned that they made videos with famous black creators such as Too Mad, and just because a YouTuber collaborates with another YouTuber doesn't always mean that those two YouTubers get along, or those YouTubers like each other, agree with each other, whatnot. A lot of collaborations usually come down to either you guys have been friends for the longest time, or something like, oh hey, this is mutually beneficial. You can get my audience as subscribers to you, and I get your audience as subscribers to me. So just because he plays with another creator doesn't mean that he is or isn't racist. Just because you play with someone doesn't mean anything. But to bring up their third point is that why is it okay if he said the word? As explained before, it's just a word that's racist. If the person shows signs that they are not racist by any means necessary, then the word loses its meaning, therefore it being okay to be said. This is the dumbest sentence I've ever had to speak out loud. And the reason I say this is simply put, let's say, oh hey, I've donated $1 million to a charity of a certain race or something, and then I say something that is racist to that race. No matter how I say it, even if I've donated $1 billion to charity, if I've said it towards a certain race and I meant it in a racist manner, that is racist no matter what. Just because I've donated to those charities in the past doesn't excuse these usages of the word, because if they're used in a racist context, then no matter what you've done in the past, you're still racist. Now, with all that out of the way, I do want to mention that I have learned a few things from Twitter over these past few months, or basically the past year of being quarantined. What I have learned is that, well, there's something called an anti-stan. So if you like a content creator, you're a stan apparently, or as, Eminem originated the word, a stalker fan. However, if you don't like that creator, apparently you're labeled as an anti-stan. And just with all these words being thrown around, like phrases like anti-stan, stan, all this, it makes me so confused, and it just feels like a kindergarten, argument. Like a kindergarten battle where it's like, oh, hey, you don't like Dream, you're an anti-stan. It's like, no, they just don't like Dream. Now, if there's someone who's actively like on Twitter 24/7 being like, I hate this guy, here's fake evidence of him doing this thing, then sure, you might actually fall under the category of an anti-stan or just a terrible person in general. But the fact that just if you dislike someone, everyone's like, oh, you are an anti-stan, it's confusing to me, man. All these different words coming out all the time, it just gets so confusing. Now, another thing I've noticed with cancellations on Twitter all the time is, let's say someone out there gets a hashtag trending and they have this evidence lined up. We obviously, a lot of people on Twitter just decide to see that and go, oh my god, they did such a thing? Alright, I'm running with it. And then whenever someone tries proving the point wrong, some of these people are so ignorant where they don't even actually try listening to the other person, figuring out what their statement is, and instead are just sitting there and just believing the lies that are being shared because they saw someone else post it and they feel that what the other guy posted is visual evidence of proof, even though we know that everything can be photoshopped, everything can be modified. And I mean, deepfakes are becoming a thing now, so even like faces can be swapped with another dude to be someone who they weren't originally. So it's just a very interesting situation, and a lot of the time people just put on these like goggles where they see an exposure and they're like, I can't believe it. It's over. Even if it was all just a prank, all just a trick to get people to dislike someone. And now, don't get me wrong, sometimes cancel culture can be a great thing because sometimes canceling someone can actually bring light to a very important issue. However, in the past, we have seen a lot of these times where the person being canceled is actually in the right, but no one really believed them at first until they made like a apology or an explanation video, because everyone only saw one side of the argument, which may have fabricated things to benefit their side instead of the actual person being accused side. With that said, however, that's pretty much all I have to talk about in today's video. My little rant commentary type thing is done for today. If you enjoyed it, consider dropping a like and subscribing. It's free and you don't lose anything. The worst you could do is unsubscribe afterwards if you don't like the content anymore. And also leave a comment down below. What do you think about the content I'm making on this channel? Do you like it? Do you like me just being more out there talking about things like this? Because honestly, I find it really cool because I've always wanted to do this type of content, and I can't really do this on the Fortnite channel because, well, it's the Fortnite channel. Anyways, I'll see you champs and champettes next time with another YouTube video. Peace out.